He can fight, and you're not going to see the fury that you see against Ngannou. If you see that same fury, Fury gets beat.
Danny Gathone here for Pro Boxing fans. We're in Sheffield ahead of the big show, the GBM Show in Rotherham this weekend. It's a pleasure to be joined by the main man, Izzy Assif. First of all, Izzy, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me down.
Yeah, good to have you. Good to have you down here.
Talk to me a bit about this show. I was at the last GBM show in Sheffield. It's a step up from that. You got Shaquille Thompson, you got a great female fight, you got Hugh Fury. Talk to me about the card.
What a card, you know, it goes on and on. There's not many guys in the card that you think, doesn't warrant a top of the card. Or it's a cracking card with Shaquille Thompson obviously topping it. Got Nicola Hope versus Gemma Rouge, which I think is a really close fight. And then we've got a big Irish connection. Kieran Malloy.
Spoke to Tiernan actually.
Tiernan Bradley, Kieran Malloy, Hugh Fury, Harvey Lambert. When I was sat up there, I just realised between Harvey Lambert, Tiernan Bradley and Kieran Malloy, they probably had over 500 amateur fights. Wow, what a set and experience, guys. And you know when you've had so many amateur fights, you're not in pro fight just to turn over and earn a few quid. You want to be a superstar, you want to be the best, because they've had experiences of so much of going in the fight. They know how hard this game is. It excites me. And then you've got Shaquille Thompson versus Vladimir. First thing Vladimir said to me, I've not come here as a tourist. I thought, wow, this kid means it. It's nice that he wants it, he's hungry. It's a great top of the bill for the IBF and the WBO title online, which gives him great rankings once to win. It's a cracking card, honestly, up and down. It's by far the best card we've done.
Talk to me a bit about the Irish lads, Tiernan Bradley and Kieran Malloy. Now, as I said, they spoke to Tiernan there. He said there was a few offers, but he got just this feeling in his stomach that big things were happening with GBM. Talk to me a bit about how you got the signings. Was it difficult? Did you have to fight off a lot of competition for those two? As you said, they're really established amateurs.
Yeah, listen, when we had talking and negotiating between Tiernan and Bradley, there was other platforms that have got TV deals right now, who somebody in a lot of people's eyes might be so-called a bigger platform than GBM. So it was hard, it wasn't easy, but we promised Tiernan everything, and we're going to deliver on it. And the thing is, us, people know, when you're in boxing and people know GBM are going places, they know we're going to push it, they know we've got real passion and drive. And yeah, it was hard in one sense, but pretty easy as well in the sense where we don't believe many people beat us in the country, and I don't like disrespect any promoters. That's not my style. I really respect what the promoters, and I know how hard this is financially, financial pressure, family pressures, mental pressure. These boxing promotion games are really tough business. So we know we can deliver as good as anybody in the country when it comes to productions and shows and logistics, and now you're getting the stable. So Tiernan and Kieran both seen that, seen the drive, seen what we want to do. We give them a bit of a plan what we want to do, keep them active, and yeah, made it happen. But it's quite nice as a promoter to say Kieran Malloy were with Top Rank. You know, Top Rank being for years and years one of the best promotion outfits in the world, and from Top Rank they come straight to GBM, and he doesn't feel out of place. And it's quite humbling as a promoter when you hear people like Peter Fury and Shaquille Thompson saying it's one of the best outfits we've been on. And some people who've never been to a GBM show or not been around us, you've actually got to come to our shows and come to our kind of events and realise what we're about and the kind of energy we bring. And yeah, it's quite humbling, but also it's something I expect, bigger signings, bigger names, and yeah, we're in a good place.
Fighters always talk about making statements. So you've got this show on Saturday, you've got a stacked show next month, you've got Casey Benjamin, Tevin Farmer in the card. Do you feel as if you as a promoter are starting to make statements now with these shows?
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm always wanting to make a statement. I'm always like, not focused on my doubters, but I had a lot of doubt when I started. A lot of people doubted me. Not people think I last more than 6 months. A lot of people in the game were thinking I'm just a flyby, and it's nice. But it's not about them, it's about me, it's about my team, it's about delivering something from our fighters, and it's a legacy thing for me as well, and we'll keep pushing, and I want to push the barriers, because I think as a promotion outfit, you keep wanting to push that we want to be the best. You know, I don't make it a secret. I said it in my first interview 2 years ago that I want to be one of the best promoters in the country, and I don't believe I want to be in this game if I can't achieve them kind of heights. Yeah, it's nice. It's good to have that, where we've got that pushing us and driving us, where we want to improve and making statements after statements and after statements. And listen, I said it in a few interviews. I want a world title. GBM wants to put a world title in 2024, and it kind of puts that pressure on that I like. And let's see, listen, all I stay true to myself with the fighters, and you're going to see more big names that could go to other platforms, we'll be picking GBM, and we're in a good position where we can now almost pick and choose who we want to come in our stable.
As I say, we've got Adam Smith floating about here somewhere. He's been working alongside you for give or take a month, 6 weeks now. How's it been having Adam, obviously, been in the game so long, what he doesn't know about boxing probably not worth knowing. How's it been having him work alongside you over the past few weeks?
It's great. You know, we've got a lot of young lads in our team. We've got a young, driven, creative team. But to have Adam Smith, the voice of boxing, and not just the voice of boxing, he spent a lot of years around Eddie Hearns and the growth of Matchroom, Sky Sports Boxing, Head of Boxing. And he's not just a broadcaster who can commentate well. He strategically is what good for us. He sits down, he rings me regular, texts me, WhatsApp saying, Izzy, I think this will be a good move, this is a good signing. And it's great to have that experience on board, because I don't pretend that I've got loads of years experience. I'm still relatively new in this game, even though I've had 22 years involvement in boxing. As a promoter, it's been less than 2 years. So having Adam Smith on board and your Steve Lillis and all the rest of the team, it's great to have, really is. Invaluable experience.
You mentioned some of the other domestic promoters there. I want to get your thoughts on, feels as if, well, for 20 years we had the whole Eddie and Frank back and forth, and they're now the best of pals, but you see Eddie and Frank Smith sort of having to go at Ben Shalom. What do you make of a promoter of like the constant bickering and name calling, and in some cases a reluctance to work together? Like, what's your approach as a promoter going to be as you continue to grow, and fights with, you know, other promoters' fighters inevitably get ordered, and what's your approach going to be?
See, I work with anybody comfortably, absolutely anybody. There's no ego or anything else. I know what value we bring, I know what we can bring, I know what I bring as a promoter table. I'm ready to work with anybody, cross-network, cross-channels, not a problem. What I like about when promoters like Frank and Eddie have come together, then fights are going to happen. And the only problem with when fighters have the bickering or the distance, the public and the fighters don't get the fights that we should be getting. So listen, it's a business, it's nothing personal. I see some of the back and forth on socials. Sometimes a bit of banter, sometimes it's just a bit of entertainment. You know, Frank and Eddie were each other for years, and now they're working together, which I think is brilliant for boxing. I really do. I think it's great. You're going to see fights happen. The big AJ Fury fight could happen now. It's good, but my approach is going to be, let's work. We're in this business. I've got a legal obligation to look after a fighter, make sure they get the best fights. Let's work, anybody, anywhere. If we can make it work and it's right for us, financially, timing-wise, right for me fighters, we'll make it happen.
You talk a bit about how Eddie and Frank are working together. That's in no small part down to the interest of Saudi Arabia. A lot of domestic fight fans have sort of expressed concern that the quality of show in the UK has taken a bit of a dive and will take a bit of a dive. Do you see that potentially as an opportunity to establish yourself over the next few years as the best domestic promoter?
Yeah, listen, I get that view, and I see what concerns fans have. I hear that a lot on social, online. But you've got to understand, the Saudis are putting that money, and the big fights are going to happen. And I believe the big fights, the Saudis will bring the big fights here as well. There's a bit of a void kind of thing. Is there a void, a bit of a period? But I believe we bring something different. You know, whether it's me as a promoter or my team, I bring with that energy. We bring different kind of members. We've got like Adam Smith, the young team we've got together. I think we bring something different. I believe there's a space for GBM in British boxing. And yeah, maybe while the bigger promoters are focused on Saudi, we can start putting the big domestic fights on, because this is great what they're doing out in Saudi. I think it's credible, and listen, I'm not going to bullshit here. If I got offered that kind of money, we'll put the fights on there. So let's not kid it. Yeah, we're in the business, we're in the money game, and I don't like bullshitting and beating around the corner. It is what it is. If Turkey phoned me up tomorrow and said, Izzy, I've got you a bag of money here, and can you put this fight on, more likely we'll go. And I've got a legal obligation to the fighters. You know, how can I say no? But at the same time, I do love that British atmosphere here. But I believe that the Saudi backing, the Turk money, will do big shows in the UK, and it happened. But listen, I'm comfortable. I've got a great relationship with Frank Smith. I really like Frank. He's always been straight with me. I like what Eddie's done. I respect what Frank Warren's done. You know, I immensely respect him. To be in a tough business and to keep the discipline and focus and do what he's done, resilience for 30 years, is a testament to the man, testament to Frank. He's done great for the sport, and so has Eddie. But listen, Izzy Assif's going to name that British boxing's going to know about, and I bring it different. I respect them immensely, but I'm nowhere like ever overwhelmed or feel like I can't. I feel like I can match anybody. It's what I do well. I enjoy this. It's what I live for. You know, I put more than anybody into this game, day and night, constantly working, thinking of ideas. You hear a lot, oh, this GBM's come about from nowhere. It hasn't. I've worked 24 hours for 22 years. There's dedication to this game. And this is why we're going in, and it's a start. And all I say, I'll tell you here, if I got given what I promised, we're going to be one of the strongest kind of competitors for anybody, and one of the strongest forces for boxing promotion in the next 18 months.
Very exciting stuff. Very last one, Izzy, we talked about the big Saudi shows. Biggest of them all, May the 18th, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. Saw some comments from Barry Mcguigan where he said he doesn't view Tyson Fury as an elite heavyweight. Do you view Tyson as an elite heavyweight? Is that harsh?
Sorry, what was that?
That Barry Mcguigan, he said he doesn't view Tyson Fury as an elite heavyweight. Harsh? What's your take?
Listen, he's beat everybody that you put in front of him. So what do you call elite? How could you? Sometimes it's hard to compare Tyson to Evander Holyfield or your Muhammad Ali's. So you listen, different generations. If a heavyweight beats everybody that's put in front of him, surely it's a great. I think he's going to be too big for Usyk. I think he's too strong, and he can fight. And you're not going to see the Fury that you see against Ngannou. If you see the same Fury gets beat. But I don't believe you're going to see that. Smart people, they know the boxing, been around it a long, long time. I think he's, of our heavyweight generation, he's the greatest. But ages come back on a bit of a strength, and that fight now, all of a sudden, where a few years ago he said Fury's going to dominate, ages lost it. Ages with Ben Davison, who's a phenomenal coach, a good friend of mine as well. I really like Ben. This is a close fight, but yeah, I think it's a little bit harsh, but. Listen, it's a tough business, and all the big men hit hard, and credit to them all. And I'm looking forward to Usyk Fury, but I think Fury's going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit too much for him, too big and too strong.
Well, Izzy, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for having pro boxing fans down. Really looking forward to the show on Saturday night. Going to be my first time in Rotherham, so excited to watch Saturday night.
You're going to experience why there's so much hype about GBM.
Top man, Izzy.
Top man. Good to have you on board.